An OSHA of violations.
Foul play.
Gobbling fast food.
All that and more.
Sir, will it be wings, legs, or breasts?
Thighs, motherfucker. That ain't look like no thigh. It looks like a breast. That's a lot of breast.
You gonna gobble that shit up anyway?
I guarantee it.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of breasts.
Speaking of breasts.
A breasted development.
That's right. Welcome to episode 46 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
How's it going?
It's good.
Is it good? Is it finger licking good?
It's excellent.
Yes. The hills have thighs. Cult Cinema Showdown has returned for its 10th installment. It is a week from Thanksgiving.
And what better way to celebrate by foul play?
Yes. Poultry.
Turkeys, chickens.
Oh my.
Feathered fiends. In the most foul manner.
Birds of a feather killed together, goddammit.
In some ways.
This week on Thaw and Order.
These is an order.
That's right. We have brought a matchup for the Thanksgiving ages. PoultryGeist
versus ThanksKilling.
God damn. And you know, I got to see, we got to see people on our Instagram that were like, hey, ThanksKilling is the shit. Oh my God, these movies are awfully good. Like, bad, so bad they're good, awful.
And we're like, that's right up our alley. Continue.
Yes, please continue. Dude, I remember, and this is funny for all of you out there, I have seen both of these fucking movies, but it has been ages, because I actually bought, and I lost my copy, which I'm sad about. I bought a copy of PoultryGeist back in 2007, whenever it came out on DVD. And then I remember seeing ThanksKilling just at random. A friend of mine had it. But holy shit, that was ages ago, so I'd forgotten a few things here and there. I fucking texted you, man, and I was like, hey, what do you think about this for this episode? And the response was fucking just, yes!
You don't have to ask. You automatically know this is approved, like, immediately.
God damn. And I was just like, there's no way he's gonna say no to this, because fuck, dude, it's killer burbs.
Burb's the word.
The burb is the word. So yeah, we have a plethora of bullshit, and I say that in the most loving way possible. Normally on these, we kind of give a full-blown rundown from start to finish from these movies. We are here to tell you that may not be the case for this installment, only because these movies are just, it is literally a fuck ton of sequences that are just stitched together by just fuckery.
It's a fucking train wreck.
And the best fucking train wrecks.
That you literally cannot avert your gaze from.
No. So,
like, just, oh my God. Like, I've not seen this level of carnage and crudeness and lewdness in a long time. Like, even with the last couple of movies we've reviewed, this is by far the top now.
Oh, fuck yeah. So,
and there's more after this.
There's fucking more. We've got...
Oh my God.
Dude, look. We've said this before, because we keep adding to the list. Like, before, when we first started this, we had at least 2 years. If we were to do Cult Cinema Showdown every week, we would have 2 years straight worth of material. That has grown exponentially, just because the amount of fuckery that is out there. This is no exception. So, we will get started with fucking PoultryGeist.
Oh my god.
Guys, Trauma, that's all you have to say. This is the second Trauma film that we've featured on here, the first being Toxic Avenger a few episodes ago. This is a $500,000 budget Trauma musical horror comedy. And before we even get
Wrap your brain around that.
Yeah, just do it. Because before we get into either of these films, just know that these are very fucking self-aware movies. So you know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
PoultryGeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. That should sell it completely, okay? We ascend to a graveyard named Tromahawk, which is an Indian burial ground in Tromaville.
We descend into madness as we witness literally the first scene is two teenagers fucking in the cemetery. Like, and these are the two main characters of the movie too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This isn't like most horror films where it's like just two random characters off screen coming into the, get killed off by the main. No, it's the two main characters.
Yeah. So you got Arby.
Which by the way, majority of the characters in this film are named after fast food chains.
Yeah, which again, you know what you're getting into because his girlfriend's name, Wendy. Just
because he has the meat.
That's right.
For her sandwich.
He has all the meat for her buns. Which we definitely find out because he's a bumbling virgin, obviously. And they are talking about, oh shit, we're going to go off to college. Which, I'm saying that just because it sets this scene up. Because after this, there's really nothing else I can say as far as exposition. Because shit just happens. This movie could have probably happened in about 30 to 40 minutes. But no, we got an hour and 40 of it.
An extra hour.
Yeah. So, they commence to fucking in this graveyard. And then you get this hillbilly motherfucker that is just being a total creeper perv.
Walks up to them with a fucking shotgun pointing at them, and then all you see is, wait, what is he doing? And he's jacking off to them in the fucking moment.
Yeah, and can we just talk about the fucking death scene in this? Because the scene in which they are fucking, you got zombie arms coming out. Fucking, you got zombie arms coming out, and one of them just straight up shoves a finger right up his ass, and this is just letting you know what you're getting into.
And it dislocates into his ass, so the zombie's like what the fuck is my finger? Like shaking his hand, like confusion, goes back down on the ground.
And Arby's like pretty much under the assumption that, oh my god, this is the best ever. Blah blah blah. Well,
who knew you were so kinky?
No shit. Well, they pretty much get, they find the dude stalking them. They leave. His death, the stalker's death, was just fucking amazing. You got an arm, because he picks up the underwear, and mind you, he picks up Arby's. He picks up Arby's for dinner. So he commences to, sniffing these underwear.
Creeper factory.
God, it's so fucking gross. Out comes a full-blown arm right up this dude's ass.
Straight through his fucking body, in through his mouth, grabs the underwear, flosses it on the way down through his body, and the guy just, dies.
And we are not exaggerating at all, because if you have seen any trauma film, you know that they are no stranger to overly graphic detail. Like, the arm went up detail, and out of his fucking mouth.
Thrusted with, anticipation. Yeah.
So you cut to a year or so later, and you see the Tromahawk sign knocked over, and in its place is a brand new fast food chain called American Chicken Bunker. This should be enough exposition. Somebody has desecrated an Indian burial ground with a fast food restaurant. Shit's gonna go down. Now, we could give you a full-blown play-by-play, but we're going to run through this movie, but we're definitely going to talk about some funny moments all the way through, because in a nutshell, Arby finds Wendy a year later, having gone off to college, has turned lesbian, has a girlfriend, and he is all offended, which, by the way, Trauma also does not stray away from poking fun at literally everybody. So
So if you're offended about something, guess what? Don't watch this film.
Yeah, exactly. So he
just warning you.
Yeah, no shit. So he finds them in a protest with this group called Clam. Very funny. College lesbians against mega conglomerates. So, yeah, Arby was like, well, fuck this. And so in protest to her, he goes inside to get a job. Gets the job. And this is pretty much where the film just... It's downhill from here, dude.
Now, granted, if you remember us talking about the movie, or if you've actually rarely have you seen this film, Hamburger, it is pretty much similar to Hamburger, just in the campiness of the humor, for one, and two is just the dialogue and everything's either over dramatic or just so cheesy. That's pretty much what I thought of the first time I saw the restaurant sequences. Was just that movie was like all over again. I'm like, oh my fucking God.
It's Hamburger the Motion Picture Part 2.
Hamburger the Motion Musical.
Yeah, no shit. Guys, this is a musical. So, and in favor of keeping this, train a-rolling, I'm just going to go ahead and say that this movie stopped being a musical like 25 minutes in, and then didn't become a musical again until the last, sequence.
Yep.
So, you get introduced to all these characters. You get, by the way, there is a fucking toxic egg just in the kitchen that hatches. And you get introduced to these other characters in the restaurant. Carl Jr., Paco. I almost said Taco Bell. It's
Taco Bell.
Paco Bell.
Hummus.
It's hummus and they call her humus. And their, I guess, technically manager, Denny.
Who ironically has this ultimate dream of opening up his own restaurant chain called Denny's.
Very, very funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
I didn't think of that. Oh,
right. So there's all these protesters outside, and Ron Jeremy coming into this motherfucker, and this is a play off of if anybody, which I'm sure most of you have seen Friday the 13th. This is definitely a play on the character that is just like trying to warn everybody about the place, and so he runs in and proceeds to just look at Arby, and he's like, "You got to get out of here." This tells him like that this is a bad idea, but then proceeds to order a combo meal.
Yeah. A sloppy Jose.
Yeah, with the clockwork orange shake.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's funny as fuck.
Funny as
cluck. Yeah. Yeah. So then we get like this whole sequence happening, and one of the funny moments of the film, which actually turns into the second best. And I say second best because number two. We get
poo.
Yeah, exactly. We get a very obvious parody of Jared or a Jaredy from Subway rolling in there to have an order, and they're all like, you're the dude from Subway?" Yeah, and it's Michael Hertz, stage name Michael Hertz, just huge dude that has been in every fucking trauma film,
mm-hmm.
and he gets like all this fucking food and immediately has to shit and goes to the bathroom with his food. And
because by chance, the radioactive egg happens to land on his tray, and he's just like, "Oh, well, I'll just eat this thing."
Yeah, he eats it before he gets anything else, and it's just, oh my God, guys. And we posted this on our Instagram page. Some of you probably seen it, the aftermath of this. But let's go ahead and just get into this sequence, because my God, we said they don't fucking show any
restraint.
No, God. And neither did he on that fucking toilet. Jesus Christ.
I mean, literally, the shitter's full is coming full effect on this one. Because the whole entire sequence, I'm not so much worried about the visual part as the audio part. Because you hear, like, the gurgling noises, the shit noises, the farting, the screaming of the dude. Just everything shaking. And it's just all that intensity is happening in the bathroom. And everything outside of it is normal. They're all taking their orders, serving the food, and you just hear, "Oh my God."
Dude. Yes. And it's so graphic. Like, when I say graphic, I mean there is a literal camera shot from under the toilet seat, ass, shit flowing out. Then he falls forward and just, like, pretty much, if you have been to a Taco Bell bathroom at 7 o'clock at night,
accurate representation.
It's very accurate.
It's like a super soaker on like 11, just splattering the fucking wall behind them.
It's a regular Saturday night for everybody. Just saying. So the
Scat's not right.
Yeah, the shit has hit the fan.
Shit to everything.
Yeah, the shit hit everything. It's all over the walls. It's all over the floor. It's everywhere. So Jared blows the bathroom up, like figuratively and literally. So General Leroy, who is a play on the Colonel Sanders from KFC, rolls into this bitch. And like that's kind of another back plot to the whole shit. So he pretty much shits his entire body out in the bathroom, which that's funny. So he runs away. When I say he shits his whole body out, like a literal smaller dude comes out of this man's body.
It's like, I lost the weight again.
Right? So Arby gets kind of forced to clean the bathroom up, which is just... Ugh.
But he proceeds to do it in a musical form. I have never in my life seen anybody so happy to clean a fucking exploded bathroom. Like, none.
I want to point out like a really funny reference is that Arby has been, when he got assigned this job, he was called the counter girl, which in this movie they legit have him put on stockings and a fucking tutu and everything. So I laughed a little bit because when he goes into the bathroom, he's got a mop and a tutu on, and that's just a very obvious callback to the Toxic Avenger.
Yep.
So yeah, in a very comedic fashion, dances with this fucking mop and gets the place, pretty spotless for the most part. And can I just say that I love the Starbucks joke outside?
Yep.
They're giving this whole impassioned speech about conglomerates and corporate takeovers and how they're not going to stand for all,
consumerism and
they're
shit.
not going to stand for the consumerism. And at the exact same time, probably like 200, 300 extras that are on set just whip out Starbucks cups.
Or the look of Starbucks.
Yeah. And they all just take a big swig from it. And again, this is the movie you're getting into. So yeah. And everything just kind of goes downhill more.
Let's not forget the whole interpretation of hummus the whole time too, because they're literally playing on like the whole Taliban, the Middle Eastern stereotypes, like heavily. Yeah,
hummus is like a very obvious. It's very obvious that she's got the cover on her face and everything, and
the mat that she lays on, the prey and everything.
And that's not the only thing. Like they do that with every minority, every character in this movie just gets fucked with, and I think that's pretty much a standard for Trauma. They fuck with everybody.
But what was really bad was they actually talked about like the jihad and the suicide bombing stuff too. Like they make it seem like it's a normal thing for us. Like, oh wait, I just thought of that.
Yeah. And in a very dark manner, it is quite fucking humorous.
Ha.
Aha. Ha ha. So yeah, that character is more important than you think, people.
Jihad, see that coming.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, well, there's a sequence where Arby meets the chicken mascot in costume, and it turns out to be an older version of himself.
25 years later.
Which he doesn't know is an older version of him, but this is portrayed by Lloyd Kaufman. So, yeah, that happens. And then while that's happening, Paco gets pushed into a grinder by an off-screen raw chicken. And that was bloody as fuck, dude.
And then, not to mention his dick flying across the room into
my fucking God.
Because somebody actually complained that their food had a dick in it. I think it was the priest.
Which, that's fucking hilarious, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happens. General Leroy decides, hey, no, fuck this. We're going to cover this up because he's got press outside and everything about this, restaurant opening. Because this is the opening day of this restaurant. So he goes in there and he's like, nah, we're going to use the meat from Paco and use it as the sloppy Jose. So the sandwich becomes possessed and then explains the plot of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
which I'm satisfied.
I mean, if you haven't figured it out at this point, like before now, I mean, come on.
Demons are about to cluck shit up in the best possible way, guys. And it's already happening. So Carl Jr. finds the fucking raw chicken because it's a bad chicken, and
now this character is like the stereotypical redneck trailer park like moron, basically. I mean, he picks up the fucking chicken, and proceeds to the stockroom to caress it and woo it, and be sexual with it. And I'm just like, I'm cringing a little bit from this because this is like beyond my territory for a while, and I'm surprised about this. He proceeds to like, make out with it, and you see full on like side view tongue action going into this chicken, raw chicken. And then he's like pushing her, calling her, pushing the chicken down, and he's like, "Oh, wait, baby, hold on. Are you sure you want to do this? Because, I don't want to be too, pushy about it." And then he proceeds to fucking cornhole the chicken. Oh. And then talks about going backdoor on it. And yeah, it's just like a whole fucking plethora of nonsense and just fuckery.
And you think that you're grossed out now. But wait.
There's more.
Yeah. So that is happening, and the chicken becomes sentient because it's a zombie fucking chicken. Bites his dick, attaches itself to his groin area. There is blood spraying everywhere. I mean, like, green and red blood, like, everywhere.
Like Q Super Circle on 11.
So, he runs into the other room where Humus is, and what is her answer? She shoves a whole fucking mop right up his ass, and I'm talking through his ass and out of his dick hole.
Before that, swats him with the mop, doesn't do anything, and as soon as he turns around,
God,
the asshole like wiggles in her face, and she's like, "Oh, I know what to do." And like you said, shish kebabs his fucking body right through his fucking asshole and just knocks his dick out, like knocks the chicken off, and the tip of his dick is on the end of the fucking mop handle.
Very graphic. Once again, this is not like anything implied. This is what you fucking see.
And then we get the humor aspect from this. He's like, "Carl, are you okay? Look at my giant wooden cock."
He's really Master Splinter now.
Yeah.
God.
Master Debater Splinter.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for cock on a mop. Just saying. I love it. I got nothing.
I can't.
I got nothing. He can't either.
He got stuffing.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God. That's later. So.
But yeah, they proceed to like, "Okay, we gotta take Carl to the hospital. He's about to die." And General's like, "Nah, we got press out there. You want me to bring that out in front of them when we already have this shitstorm going on?" And then, they're like, "I got an idea. Grab his dick."
So they fucking goddamn. So they decide that, and meanwhile, while all this is happening, there is a row of buckets of chicken that get tainted during this entire ordeal. So all this chicken is now like infected with this zombie blood
stuff.
And yeah. So in order to make the press not fuck with him, the general goes out and gives this free chicken to the entire fucking crowd. And the only reason it works is because Wendy's girlfriend, we find out, Mickey, she is actually in on it with the fucking general.
So she convinces the crowd by over dramatizing the situation, saying this chicken is so fucking good that we need to save America, etc., etc. Stupid speech. So everybody literally bites into their piece and comes flying through the doors wanting their order. And probably one of my favorite sequences in the entire film was every single fucking person starts to puke. And before that happened, Mickey and the general are in the office, like literally just like having the time of their life, talking about how I can't believe it worked, blah blah blah. And then here comes Wendy, hearing this weird like, sexual moaning and hollering and whatnot, proceeds to walk and they're having like a baby like fantasy scenario going on where the general's on the desk with a fucking diaper on and a little like hoodie thing, being pampered with freaking baby powder, and fucking Mickey has two like those baby wipe things on her tits.
Yeah.
And opens them up and it has the fucking like chicken in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like holding my head up like, what the fuck is going on?
This was probably the best thing, like looking over, like while we were watching this shit, just looking over at you, and you like just the utter look of like disbelief / this is the greatest thing I've ever seen / why just written all over your face.
I have such a huge selection of facial expressions in this situation, and I did all of them
together. It was
and
like
one massive like.
It was a Picasso.
Yeah, Picasso. Exactly. Paint me a picture. Yeah.
Draw me like one of your fried girls.
Yeah. Drop it like it's hot.
It's right. Thought.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
But anyway, so yeah. Wendy, calls out Mickey about how I can't believe I trusted you. You led me on, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, General, you got to come out here quick. There's something bad happening. And like I said, everybody's puking like green all over the fucking place. You see Arby with like buckets, like chicken buckets, just walking around grabbing people's puke, which I don't fucking understand that shit. And then, slips on the floor. And, he gets it on his head, which still, I don't get that shit either.
Nobody, yeah, because by this point, they still don't, nobody fucking knows that what's happening.
And then Mickey is like trying to, like, what are we going to do? And Wendy's like, I know what we're going to do. You're going to, like, tell everybody that it's your fucking fault, basically, that everybody's sick.
Yeah, because the press is in there.
The press is, like, looking back and forth, like, And the general's like, what do you mean? It's quality food. It's wholesome. It's healthy. And she's like, well, if it's so good and healthy, you eat some. And hands him a piece that's like festered with like those squeeze balls that like bubble up in your hand when you squeeze them real hard.
Yeah.
Like it looks like those little pus pockets. That's what they look like. So he's hesitant to eat. And then, he's like, know what? Fuck it. It's nothing wrong with my chicken. So he takes a piece of it and, makes it look like it's good, and then he proceeds to start to feel sick. But what's funny is everybody's puking their guts out, and while Wendy's calling him out, they immediately stop and look at him like, wait, is he gonna eat it?
Yeah.
Like all fucking like 50 people in the restaurant are just like watching him do it.
They time froze. They stopped being sick.
And then whenever he starts to get sick, they's like, oh wait, commit sick. Ugh.
Can we talk about him running to the bathroom? And dude, look, and if this gives you the idea what a piece of shit this dude is anyway, there's a kid that gets introduced and he's in a fucking wheelchair. The general all you see is the chair and the wheels go and a pair of tennis shoes come up and off the screen. He shoves a fucking kid in a wheelchair out of the way to get in the fucking bathroom.
And then throws a freaking kid in those little neck braces off the toilet. He's like, get out of the way, kid, and just knocks him off.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass.
To all this to go lay a fucking egg in the toilet.
Which proceeds to hatch into this like zombie chicken.
Yeah.
That's like screeching like a bat, which goes into the sequence of him fighting this chicken, and then he proceeds to act like Ozzy Osbourne and bites the fucking chicken's head off.
Gruesome.
And just puking green blood out of his fucking neck. Like, there's no limitation to gore in this film.
Oh fuck no. But it's what makes this such a gem of a film.
I am just traumatic at this point.
You were traumatized, sir.
Yeah, I'm traumatized.
The trauma of trauma. So that happens, and a little bit later, we get Carl back because good old Moppycock himself is now zombified walking with this big fucking mop out of his dick. And I love how he's trying to walk and the mop gets stuck between like a big ass fryer deck and the wall, and he just is like,
and he's just wiggling, but then proceeds to transform into what we actually know now are the zombie chickens of the apocalypse.
Yes,
the apocalypse.
Yes. The apocalypse.
The apocalypse.
Cocklips.
Yeah, because literally, like, the practical effects are, like, shining at this point because, like, his mouth, like, breaks open and you see the beak just pop out and he's just, monstrous.
And we are huge supporters and proponents. Huge of special effects, like, as far as practical effects go, because they spared no expense.
No.
Like, Lloyd Kaufman went full John Hammond on this. He spared no expense.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. The chicken... Carl turns into this chicken. Now, Denny decides that while the general is turning into a fucking chicken, Denny's gonna tell a fucking story to, Arby and Wendy and
Mickey
and Humus. So he's telling this random fucking story.
And they all sit down like they're in kindergarten and like having story time, passing cookies out.
So in comes the general, bites Denny's fucking head off.
No. We forgot the fact about how Carl was like stuck in the wall, and he's telling a story, and he's eating cookies like in fascination. Just
God, yes. God damn it, yes. Oh.
But yeah, then the general comes in and just, rips his head off. There goes his dream to open Denny's.
Yeah, right out the fucking window, along with his head. He lost his head over it.
He got too ahead of himself.
That's right. So that happens, and then we get into what is, like, bar fucking none, one of the most grotesquely humorous and violent... Like, it's humorously violent. I really mean that. And because there's a difference between seeing, like, violence that is very traumatic to watch, because this is on a completely different fucking level.
There's traumatic, and then there's trollomatic.
Yeah. So after that happens, there's just this giant sequence of all the zombie chickens just ripping motherfuckers apart in this restaurant. I mean, like, they ripped that one guy's leg off. That was my soccer leg.
And then they have one where they basically reach for his nuts after they dug his head into the fryer vat, and then he fried his nuts in the fat, ate them like, oh, this tastes good.
The meat slicer
with the face.
Yeah, they grind this fucker's face and head into this fucking meat slicer, the face fryer. They're plucking their fucking eyeballs out and stuff,
and put them in the egg cartons like they're actual eggs.
Can we talk about the titty rip?
Yeah, with the silicone implants.
They take this chick and they rip her silicone implants right out of her breasts.
And she has, like, the best face the entire time. She's looking at both of them like, ah!
Not even like it hurt. It's just like, holy fuck, those are expensive.
Why would you take those out?
Which I'm sure they costed a fuck ton.
Yeah.
But still. So, oh my God, the old woman that just rips the face off.
It's like, they tell me not to eat it, but I always love the skin. And the old man's like, I don't want the skin.
Yeah, her husband, I don't like the skin.
And then
dude with I've got bitch titties now.
And they open his chest up and he have 2 eggs popping out of his chicken chest.
And then the chickens pop out of the eggs.
And then proceeds to feed them like Mama Bird does. Like, just lowers his head down and eats, feeds one. Another zombie feeds the other with his freaking mouth open. It was fucking gross.
This whole movie's fucking gross.
And then the punk dude ripping that guy's spine out like that was Sub-Zero.
That was so badass.
And he's like, "Peacock."
Oh, god damn.
And then this is where we get
this is like sort of
future Arby comes in with the freaking AR,
the assault rifle.
The assault rifle.
God, and this is funny. Lloyd Kaufman just jumps upon the order counter and just blows all these motherfuckers away
with a huge fucking clip.
Oh yeah,
because he must have shot like 50, 60 rounds.
Yeah, feathers fly in this. It's great. Oh, and fucking Denny, because Denny turns around and he drops some of the best fucking lines.
Some of the most racist lines I've heard.
But it's funny because, like, gumbo, motherfucker.
Jambalaya, gumbo, motherfuckers.
And then they were like, oh no, he's become a blackened Cajun chicken. Like, god damn. So that happens. He gets fucking killed. Arby, Wendy, and Mickey, they plan to escape with Mickey in a chicken suit. But like Lloyd Kaufman's character, older Arby, gets his face bitten off by one of the chickens, and then grows a beak himself and dies.
Yep.
So this is where it gets kind of funny. Mickey's trying to escape in the chicken outfit, and they kind of just leave her. She's going outside through the wave of, there's more outside. You thought they were done. No, there's more outside. I affectionately call that a Micken suit. Just
a McChicken.
Yeah, the McChicken. Mm-hmm. Good one, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the final battle starts to take place. So Carl is still around, somehow is still fucking around, and he's trying to explain to Arby and the rest of the gang that alcohol will kill the chickens, because they've talked some sense into him after they've gotten him down and beaten up, which Arby just writes off as him being an alcoholic asshole. And
then we get,
yeah.
So, yeah, Mickey comes back, and she's literally possessed by the chickens and grows a fucking massive dick in the shape of a fucking chicken.
It's a cock. Let's just say it. It's a cock.
Yeah, it's a cock. And proceeds to try and kill Wendy. Well, the battle sequence happens.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And freaking Arby walks in and is like, really? You gonna cheat on me again?
No, you dumb motherfucker. She's trying to kill me. So we get like the best succession of masturbation jokes ever. Talking about, he's like, I can't get her off. I can't get her off. I'm gonna jerk her off. I'm gonna
choke the chicken.
He's looking at the fucking chicken dick. I'm gonna beat you off, and starts punching the shit out of it, and then it just sprays green
all over his face.
Yeah, and
he's like, well, I did my best.
Yeah, my job's done here. So they can't beat these motherfuckers, literally. And then Humus comes in and drinks like a fucking jug of meat steroids on the counter. And I thought she was gonna die. And she gets all like hulking, like huge fucking muscles, and then she just kind of fucking falls on the ground.
After her eyes, like explode over her fucking head.
God.
Start puking, look like milk coming out of the irises. Like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, so they eventually, fucking Wendy and Arby get to the front of the store, which is a very self-aware comedic flashback of everything that Carl Jr. had said to everything, like right up until 5 seconds before, where he pretty much calls her an alcoholic bitch because she's like, there's beer, because it's a big fucking beer keg.
And she's just like, he's, demoralized, like, you fucking drunk.
Yeah, you fucking drunk alcoholic bitch.
Then proceeds to have the like, oh my god, you're right. And then starts to recall every moment where he's talking about alcohol. And then Wendy already freaking pumped the keg. It's like, I already killed them all, Arby, yay. And it's like, wow, alcohol, really is the bane of all the Indians, like something like that. And he starts talking like mad shit about them, like, oh yeah, they were drunks, weren't they? And then he turns to the camera, it's like, I mean, they were possessed, or they were controlled by the fermented beverage that the white man brought. Yeah,
this is like, holy fuck, like fourth wall breaking, very just, jeez, like they fucking went there.
Calling freaking Native Americans drunks.
Yeah, that's bad.
We weren't kidding. Like, this is fucking like bad racist, like racism right here.
Yeah. And then the fucking wall, like the doors come open, and here comes another wave of these motherfuckers from outside.
Proceed to spray them down with what was little left of the keg.
Oh my god, chia motherfucker.
This bud's for you.
God damn it. So that happens because, and then some fucking how Humus is still alive,
And she's like, no time to explain. Let's go in the back.
Yeah, they hop the counter and go to the back where there's just a ton more eggs, just eggs everywhere.
Which reminded me of the Godzilla film in the stadium with all the fucking eggs like littered all over the place.
God damn it. Cockzilla.
Which they proceed to find. It was one of the girls' kids huddled up in the corner. And before this part, Arby was talking about, oh, we'll protect you and stuff like that. And the mom's like screaming like in horror for some weird reason. And Arby's like, you know what? We should split up. You should go search the kitchen and see if there's a way out. She's like, yeah, you know what? Good idea. And she walks out and you hear, her fucking head flies over the counter. And you see her with the fucking cigarette in her mouth.
God, and
he's like, what did you find? Fast forward to the girl sequence, and she's like, I just can't find my mommy. It's like, oh, we found your mom.
Fucking hands
her the head, and she's losing her shit. And Wendy's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Arby?
Jesus fuck. Oh shit! And then somehow
the general,
comes in, and the movie all of a sudden remembers, hey, we're supposed to be a fucking musical. So there's a nice little musical number at the tail end right there, and I guess the chicken dies from acid reflux. Like, it just combusts right there.
Well, you forgot the part where Arby had an epiphany about himself. She's like, you know what, Wendy, I had just thought of this.
Oh, yeah.
I am so sorry because, I just been a, dumbass mongoloid this entire time. And while he's having his little, like, montage, freaking General's just like, can you fucking hurry up? Like, he's like, waving the hands.
Just come on, dude, just one more minute.
And he's just, like, tapping his arms like,
yeah, okay. Oh.
But then, yeah, like you said, proceeds to just have, like, fucking acid reflux. He's like, oh, shit. And starts to, like, puke, and then all of a sudden his, like, eyes explode, and his chest bursts open, and he just dies.
Yeah, but there's still such a horde of people out there, and this is where one of the funniest reveals in the movie happen. Humus is going to make it the ultimate sacrifice, and she's going to go strap herself with explosives and just go kamikaze these fucking chickens. But
she was already strapped to begin with from the whole entire film.
Yeah, she rips her clothes off to reveal that she's actually like this swimsuit model looking blonde chick.
And then Arby, out of nowhere, just proceeds like, oh my fucking god, you're hot. Suck my dick right now.
Please.
I want to fuck you.
Yeah. And guys, there is a little girl in this fucking scene, and the look on her face. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Because the look on her face was not one of terror. She was just like big, huge smile, laughing. And I'm like, oh my fuck. So they run outside, and then fucking Arby, he's like, hold on, I forgot to clock out on my time card. The building explodes, but can we talk about how it was so very obviously like a very tiny itty-bitty model of this damn restaurant that blew up on a pallet of grass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happens. But, it's the fucking end of the movie. They get in the car with the little girl. Arby
hands her a fucking Keystone Light or something.
Yeah, hands the little girl a fucking beer. And she chugs the whole fucking thing. And then Wendy and Arby are talking about how they're going to have a great life together. And then the little girl's like, I don't feel very well.
Proceeds to start clucking in the back of the fucking car.
Shits a fucking egg. And then they look at the egg and they freak the fuck out. And if you are a Trauma fan, you know the infamous car crash from Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD that almost killed the fucking stunt performer that did this thing. Because the car hit this other one that was stunt rigged, and this car, no bullshit, flew so many goddamn feet up into the air, turned sideways, and like a full 360. And then it's intercut with it landing, and then a still shot of it exploding, just the whole car blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And because that happened, they have, ever since that movie, put that car crash in every Trauma movie since. And that's how this movie ends. They hit this fucking car, the car fucking blows up, and it is the most goddamn satisfying end to the fuckery that was PoultryGeist, Night of the Chicken Dead.
Which we proceed to get the credit roll, and has like every character that was in the film, but not by actual name, but by how they died.
Yeah, like that was fucking wonderful. Like with the obvious exception of your main characters, every different like side character and you know bit player in the film was just literally called upon by their death.
Mm-hmm.
However they died, whatever situation they were in. Yeah.
Total apocalypse.
Apocalypse now. Goddamn. So, if you thought, like, and I'm telling you this because both of these movies, there are a few things in common with both of these fucking movies. Obviously, the self-awareness factor. You're just not prepared. If you're going to watch these movies back to back, you just don't prepare. You could watch them in either order and be like, God, what am I getting into? A lot of cluckery. Because we move from this film to the 2008 Jordan Downey directed ThanksKilling.
First of all, tits.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you go look at the episode cover that we put on social media to build for this, it does say on the cover of ThanksKilling, nipple in the first minute, like nipple in the opening credits of the movie.
They're not kidding. Like, literally, the first actual scene is just a tit.
Yeah.
Nipple and all.
I mean, opens up, 1621, immediately following the first Thanksgiving. Tits. This movie apparently was presented in HDD, high double definition. HDD, motherfucker.
Because I didn't know the Pilgrims back in the day had open-chested, blouses. To where they let their knockers just hang out like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they were thankful for that. So,
we basically get a Turkey Freddy Krueger. I'm just going to go ahead and say that the character Turkey, it's his name, actually. Turkey. Like Turkie. Turkey. It's basically Freddy Krueger as a fucking turkey. Because this little motherfucker here, nice tits, bitch, and axes the fuck out of her.
He asked her a question.
Yes, he did. And then that jumps right into the credits. And once again, you know what you're getting into with this fucking movie. Look, this movie is about an hour and 6 minutes. It was really perfectly timed because how did they stretch this plot?
What plot?
That's what I'm saying. And I fucking love this movie. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But Jesus Christ.
My biggest thing was the acting was like, it was funny in a bad way, but it was so terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was no emotion, no reaction that was actually warranted in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you start off after that whole, like, tits and shits.
Tits and giggles.
To basically high school kids getting out for Thanksgiving break, and with, some of the most commonly used stereotypes in any of these films. You have the jock. You have the goofy best friend who's a hillbilly, like, fuck, basically.
Yeah.
You have the slutty girl who's dumb as fuck. You have the smart girl who's her friend, surprisingly. And then you have the outcast nerd, like severe nerd, who is apparently best friends with the redneck. And they all decide to hop on a trip to the smart girl's dad's house for Thanksgiving. I don't know why, but, whatever.
Yeah. And we cut to a shot of them getting in the car. And there is this random guy that just, it looks like he lives out in the woods in a shack, and his dog is, wandering. And I said that this turkey was like Freddy Krueger for a fucking reason, okay?
Flashy.
Yeah. So the dog is very obviously a Lassie border collie. It finds this This random like tiki looking object just stuffed into the ground.
Totem pole, yeah.
Pisses on it, and apparently that's what awakes Turkey.
Piss.
That's what made me fucking laugh. The turkey's like, oh motherfucker, I'm pissed. Kills the dog, and I say Freddy Krueger Turkey because in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, there is a fucking dog that resurrects Freddy Krueger in the dream world by pissing fire onto his grave. Just let that fucking sink in for a minute.
Explain that. You can't.
No.
It's like that fucking video that they watched on, I think it was Jack or Mark. Explain it. Explain it. Explain it. He can't explain it.
That's
pretty much this whole fucking film.
Yeah. And you've already gotten the idea that Turkey is a one-liner spitting, which you fucking pointed out. This was goddamn hilarious. You pointed out like that this puppet character looked like another puppet character that was in a pop culture like phenomenon in the mid 2000s.
Triumph the insult comic dog.
Yeah. Because
there was a sequence where, I mean, it's, you know, further into the film, but he makes a kill and the person in question here had a cigar and he was smoking the cigar afterwards, and I immediately thought of Triumph. I was like, why the fuck did I not think of this beforehand? Because he sounds almost like him to a degree. He doesn't have the accent, but it was just a cheesy like plastic puppet motion with the mouth, and the cigar made it look, I mean, I was just like, wow, it's Triumph.
Oh my fuck. And then okay, so after he gets resurrected, one of the we talked about the phone call from Young Rebels being goddamn hilarious. This may be in contention with one of the best phone calls we've ever seen in a movie. So the dad, who's a sheriff, gets a fucking phone call after the fact that he is talking to his wife saying that the coffee tastes like shit.
Which precedes the wife grabs the pot and she's like, you know what? You're right. It's because I did shit in it.
And there is a giant fucking liquidy turd in the bottom of this fucking coffee pot.
Which it looked like 3 sausage links to me, but anyway.
You know.
But yeah, and then proceeds to go, I want a fucking divorce.
And she just walks out because, yeah, she calls. And he's just like, oh yeah, we'll be glad to see you, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and like right before he hangs up, oh yeah, and your stepmother left me. Bye, sweetie.
Just what the fuck? Just casual about it too. Like there's no like depression. There's no like, oh my god, Dad, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it? No, it's just like, oh yeah, bye, Dad, I love you. Bye, sweetie. You find this normal? I mean, given the film, obviously, but like in real life, come on. You find this normal? Your fucking wife leaves you. And it's like, oh, by the way, she's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Fuck off! So the car breaks down on the side of the road, which this, again, they overplay the dumb stereotype of Allie big time, because she's like, maybe it's a flat tire, and it's very obviously a fucking engine problem, and they just all look at her, and, and Johnny's like,
yeah, it could be, and he looks to the right like, what the fuck?
So they just kind of do the whole typical thing where they're like, oh, hey, we have tents and beer, we should just camp out here for the night, and they do. And then Darren, who's the nerd, finds a sign that says Crawberg, and we get some exposition that way back in the gap, there was an Indian named Feathercloud, who apparently is Billy's ancestor. He necromanced a turkey, which is turkey, that kills every 505 years, which brings us to this really fucking weird conundrum.
Well, first of all, Billy's ancestor was the pilgrim, not the Indian.
Yeah.
So he was basically sending the turkey to kill anybody that it sees, but mostly the ancestors of his enemy, which happened to be Billy.
Yeah. So it brings us to this really fucking weird conundrum of time frame, because 1621, turkey kills. And he kills every 505 years. So that would put this movie from 1621 to 2126, if I'm mathing correctly here. What? because this movie's clearly in 2000. Now, there's no time frame given for the movie, but it's obviously 2008. There's the cell phone technology and just
the campiness, like clearly late 2000s, mid 2000s.
And maybe we're being a little too picky or analytical with it, but fuck it, it's hilarious if you think about it.
I mean, think about it for a second. 1600s, 500 years, and 505 years later, you're obviously not in the same time era as this movie is filmed. What is going on here?
What in tarnation?
What? But yeah.
So,
which we did find out later on that the turkey is 510 years old.
Yeah.
Which was a very weird part. But,
yeah. So the turkey finds a dog owner, or the dog owner finds a turkey, and turkey is making axe puns about killing his wife and his dog. Okay. It was pretty goddamn funny though. Like all the what did he fucking say? Like he had to ask her a question or some shit?
No, it was an accident.
Yeah, an accident. God damn it.
Which I thought of this whenever I saw the guy. What if he is the actual ancestor from the beginning, but he got cursed with like immortality or something, and his wife was killed by the turkey back in the day?
Aha!
And now it's 500 years later, and now he's protecting, the town basically from this killer turkey to come back.
Yeah, because he knows the turkey's name is Turkey and all this shit.
Like nobody else has come across this turkey but him.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you think, like, was he really around during that time? Because he kind of looked like the guy in the drawing too. Whenever they did the exposition.
Yeah. Well, that may very well have been. So yeah. Woo-hoo. So Kristen leaves the camp area, and Turkey finds her. I love it. I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce. Fuck.
Like, this fucking turkey was like one-liner heaven.
Clearly the best part about this fucking movie.
The only good part about this film.
So she runs back to the camp, and she's, nobody obviously believes her, all this other bullshit. And this was fucking hilarious. Like a good sequence of event and then the dialogue. A rabbit, like a fucking rabbit, flies out of nowhere, like Randy fucking Orton hitting an RKO out of nowhere.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Right into the fire. In the fire. Bunny's basics.
Let's go on a field trip.
Let's go on a camping trip.
Let's go on a killing spree.
Be sure to get more wood.
For the fire.
So sorry. I digress.
We're not sorry. Fuck.
No,
stop.
we're not. Fuck it. Fuck it. So,
Pluck it.
Pluck it. The rabbit flies into the fire, and then, fucking Johnny. This type of shit happens all the time. What?
What kind of town do you live in?
The flying rabbits into fire.
What is this, Monty Python, the Holy Grail?
Dude, yes.
Just fucking random rabbits just sky fly. Wee.
Oh, god damn.
Luck is not on your side, bunny.
I wish it would have been that bunny.
It would have been a foot.
Dude, put Turkey against that rabbit.
Yeah. The rabbit would die first because fucking Turkey's immortal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
So.
But, yeah, they leave the next morning because nothing happens, and then Turkey has shit on fucking Billy.
Mm-hmm. Which the random stranger, homeless dude, walks up and's like, oh, yeah, he must have been here because he shat on you when you were sleeping.
They leave to go to the town because apparently the car's fixed somehow. Turkey winds up hitchhiking / carjacking this motherfucker.
He proceeds to make this guy. Oh my god, this fucking part almost got me completely stopped for a second. He proceeds to ask the turkey,
ass, gas, or grass.
Ass, gas, or grass, and the turkey goes, "Well, I'm all out of grass, so ass it is." And then turns around, and he looks at Turkey's ass like, "Yep, that'll do just nice." And he starts unzipping his pants, and Turkey goes, "Oh no, that's safe for another person, but not today." and he points the freaking like rifle at his face. Proceeds to tell him, you know, you're gonna die, and he's like, but I have a fucking daughter, and he's like, call him. Okay, and calls his daughter and is like, tell your mom I love you, and remember, pow.
Yep, brains.
With literally like it's not a reminiscent of an actual head being blown off. It's like a water balloon full with like food coloring just popping.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a nosebleed onto the windshield.
Yeah, and like all the animals in the area are like, huh? What was that?
Oh, I guess it was nothing. I guess we should just fucking keep grazing. I mean, that we're going to graze this grass, much unlike that fucking bullet.
What do you mean he didn't have grass? There was grass every... Oh!
Oh! Well then.
Didn't think of that, did you?
No!
You thought the bunnies were high. They were not.
They were not. That bunny was smoking for a different reason altogether.
Trouble was afoot.
Yeah.
And luck was not on the side.
No.
Anyway.
No.
But yeah, proceeds to drive to the same house that Johnny's parents are at.
Yeah, because Johnny has dropped the gang off elsewhere at Kristen's house.
Mm.
And he goes home, and there's like a subplot that his dad and he don't speak, and it's because he was not like the fucking lead quarterback of this team, and
He was the backup quarterback.
yeah.
Ooh, plot thickens.
Yeah, so they go sit outside on the bench and talk, and then, you know, oh, he lies to the dad. The dad's all proud of him, but then, oh, there's Turkey, slits this dude's, well, actually slits his throat, and then cuts his fucking head off.
And fucking chunks it and has like a
CG.
very CG blood trail arc. Just pew! And then Johnny's like, oh my god, like literally just like stupid ass expression. Oh my god, my dad's dead.
The fucking head looks like the More You Know star just came across the screen.
Like I just see LeVar Burton just like doing the meme with his freaking
The more you throw.
the more you throw. You can't think if you don't have a head.
But hey, you know what was really funny? He caught that head like he would catch a football.
So his dad would be proud
That's right.
if he saw that catch. Boy, you're not a quarterback, you're a wide receiver.
I'm still watching you, motherfucker.
I'm ashamed of you.
My brain is going to be alive for 5 more minutes, so I'm still fucking watching and judging, you piece of shit.
But yeah, the parents die, which we didn't see the mom die. We just saw the dad die. But Johnny proceeds to go and tell the other guys, oh yeah, my parents died. Okay.
See, I thought he did kill the mom, but I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, it would make sense considering.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
And then we proceed to... Who was the slut again?
Allie.
Allie?
So, yeah, she's inside. And now, look, I feel dumb because I kind of zoned for a minute watching this. I didn't know if it was a family member or her boyfriend or just some rando dude that she was fucking in the house. So
he said, won't your parents know because we're here? And she's like, oh, they're cool with it. So I'm assuming that's just a fuckboy.
yeah. So that's happening. Fucking goddamn Turkey. You know, just this dude he's got to have like teleportation.
He's like fucking Michael or Jason.
Oh yeah.
Just pew. But no, like he gives this real campy like look in the camera when he sees them fucking. He's just like, puts his finger, like his feather through his mouth.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. But what? Okay, when you're watching this scene, I don't care like if it's real like intercourse or whatnot. You know, I get it. You know, either way. But the fact is, they're literally humping, and she's clearly still robed. He's clearly still robed enough. And how are you getting penetration through clothing?
True.
Because she's like, oh, like, you know, doing that fake like orgasm and shit.
Well, he gets penetrated pretty good.
Yeah, for the fucking. Oh man, that was
Yeah, Turkey kills him. Leave it at that.
And then proceeds to fuck Allie. And Allie's like, man, you don't last long, do you? And then after that, Turk decides to, have his way with her. And then he's just like, like doing his whole fucking like, intensity with it. And
very comically, mind you.
And then blows a load in her and then just kills her right there.
You just got stuffed.
You got stuffed, bitch. Which the next scene was fucking stupid hilarious. Whenever Johnny and them go and find her, he's like, she's dead. And all I found was this condom, extra small, gravy flavored. If they ever make condoms gravy flavored, I will fucking just end the whole fucking like condom industry. Like, please stop.
That would end. Damn.
That is enough. I have had enough of anything that does not need to be a thing.
Skanksgiving.
Skanks get that. Yeah, that's a good porn parody of this.
You're welcome.
Skanks killing.
Oh fuck. Oh damn it. Okay, so the group, they plan to kill Turkey, and then they go to Kristen's dad's house, which this is fucking hilarious as shit. Turkey actually fucking puts a disguise on, which is one of those old school like pair of glasses with the mustache and nose over his face, and goes to her dad's to wait for her because he's giving the story. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a friend of hers. He's like, oh okay.
Which he actually tricks the dad by putting like a contest. Like, oh, you've won, so you gotta dress up as a turkey.
Yeah.
He proceeds to walk out the door, and he's like, oh, you're a friend of Kristen's. Yeah, come on in. And they proceed to have probably one of the most awkward conversations I've ever seen.
Over coffee.
And Turkey says, like, something, and says, fuck. And the dad looks like, wait, did you say fuck? And Turkey's like, yeah. What? A midget can't say fuck? He's like, it's not the size of the fuck I'm worried about. It's the age of the fuck. How old are you again, son? I'm 510 years old. And he's like, oh, well, you can say fuck all you want then.
But what cracks me up is that Turkey is just like, he says something to the effect of like, this is basically boring and like awkward or some shit.
Yeah, this conversation is very awkward and boring.
So I'm just going to leave.
And then the dad said something, and he's like, I swear if you say another fucking word.
And the dad's like, what? And he's like, oh, no, nothing. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and leave and, tell, let Kristen know, that
I was here.
And so he fucking goes to leave, and he's going to let him fucking live. And then the dad just kind of remarks, what an odd little duck.
And just has, like, the most breakdown, like, anger moment. Just,
like, I'm fucking done.
Kills him. You don't even see it. You just hear it.
Which, it's very comedic, mind you, because it's very Looney Tunes almost. Like, it's just a shot of the outside of the house, and you just hear everything happening. And the group gets to the house, and Turkey just has a magically resized, full-blown skin mask of her dad's face on him. And this is where you're just like, this movie is very fucking self-aware.
Because
they just look at him. He's a little short. And, he's like,
and they're like,
hey,
oh, hey, Dad. Hey, Mr. whatever his name is. And they proceed to go in the house, look for the book, and they're all having this, like, stupid, like, montage.
You've lost a lot of weight, Dad.
Yeah. And a lot of height. But, yeah, the whole... It's like a really bad dubstep music sequence where they're finding the book that they need to kill him.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of them going to the house was like, oh, my dad has all these old books. He might have something on killing demonic turkeys.
By some chance.
Yeah.
But then Darren is teaching Billy how to read a book, like the old kindergarten level.
The little, like a little golden book.
And Darren's like, yeah, good job. Like mouthing it basically. And Billy's just like, oh, fuck that shit. I can't read.
I love it. They find the book, and Billy's like, wow, that took forever. And then fucking Chris is like, it was only 5 minutes. Oh, fuck. So they open the book, and they figure out that there's a code to decipher, but they have to kill the turkey by burning it at the stake and then reciting the Lord's Prayer in reverse. So, but before they have to get the talisman off of him that he keeps on him. And Billy's like, fucking, I'm hungry. And they're like, just go outside while we do this. So he goes and finds, yeah.
But yeah, you forgot the part where he actually walks in on Turkey, pulling the dad to the
That's
side.
what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes.
And then he's like, oh, wait, you're Turkey. Oh my God. And the Turkey's just like, y'all are some dumbasses.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, y'all are dumb. Man, you kids are dumbasses. So fucking stabs the shit out of him. And the rest of them come in there. And then he pulls his fucking mask off. And then he just looks at him. He's like, God, he's like, y'all really are retarded. And they just, God. They get the talisman off of him. Yeah. So but the turkey escapes. He's gone. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm outie.
Which they find out, if he's not killing, he's in his teepee. And Johnny points out, I was like, shouldn't be too fucking hard to find a teepee in this town.
Yeah, so they go out. Well, I'm sorry, he doesn't kill Billy yet. Billy is walking.
Because he's like done with this shit. Like, he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. And Turkey disguises himself as a tasty cooked turkey, which is very cartoonishly, no bullshit, cartoonishly drawn on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes another death that was just like, God damn.
Super comedic.
Blows a fucking hole through his stomach from the back with that same rifle, and just shoves his neck and head through him and turns his neck around and just looks up at him.
Mm-hmm. It's like total Alien.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I call foul play.
Yep.
Thank you for the puns. They're wonderful.
They give us life.
They really do. Well, the gang leaving to go find Turkey finds Billy on the side of the fucking road, and we get this really long and drawn out memory montage.
Yeah, because
song.
Darren has like a fucking meltdown. Like, he's just bawling, I loved you, Billy. You're my best friend, blah, blah, blah. And then there's just like
3 fucking minutes long.
This stupid fucking like lapse of them eating ice cream in the sunset.
The fucking song.
Yeah. It's
dead best friend.
Dead's best friend. You're my dead best friend.
Oh, no.
And then Billy fades away.
So they get up. There's Turkey in his teepee. God damn. This is one of the other lines that we just cracked the fuck up at. He's in there. Oh, there's nothing better than after a long, tough day and coming home to a nice, big, juicy salad.
Which he's tossing the salad, which is ironic because he did that earlier.
Yeah.
And he's just, throwing
tongs and everything.
Throwing it in the air. Just like, yep. Nothing like a big, juicy salad.
Kristen, Johnny, and Darren roll up into this bitch. In another dialogue. They roll up in that motherfucker and they tie him up. And you can't kill me. I'm immortal. Oh, yeah? Well, I've got something you don't. And fucking Turkey looks at him. What's that? A vagina?
He's like, no, I don't have that. I have this. And he's like, they have to do this chant or this demonic ritual said backwards and stuff. It's like, that, ain't going to work. And then as they start saying the words, he's just like, blah, 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 blah.
I love whenever Kristen's like, I'm ready to see this cock burn.
You mean turkey?
No, I mean, like, cock.
It's like STD much?
Right? I'm ready to hit like a penis. Like, oh my fucking God.
Like
yes.
a dick.
Yeah.
Because he's a dick.
I'd laugh my ass off because he goes to leave Turkey just like, nah, fuck this. And he leaves the tent and he just looks up. Oh, fuck. And there's the
hobo shotgun guy.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah, hobo with a shotgun. Blows a fucking hole in his head. He literally flies into a trash can, which we're unaware of what's in this trash can.
It's a very sad trash cart.
Very sad trash cart, but he was very fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
But they go out there and they see that he's there, they're like, oh, good shot. And he's like, yeah, I mean, it was point blank, so, I mean, it wasn't that hard.
That cock wasn't that hard.
And they walk up to him and it's like, oh, well, yeah, he is dead. Because they're like, we had to kill him a certain way. And they look like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they never burned him at the stake.
Like they were supposed to.
Yeah, because he's just there. He's dead.
And then they proceed to like, yeah, you know, he has this feeling that he's alive.
Oh, no. But what makes me laugh is the way they fucking leave the trash can. How they sit there and they're like, you know, like, we should go to Kristen's house and watch movies. Yeah, we're going to watch that movie.
High five and everything. And Johnny has like this like weird feeling like, oh, I think he's still alive. And Kristen's like, how? He has the hole in his head as big as my head. I'm like, bitch, that fucking turkey's body was as big as your head. How was he blowing a hole in his head that big?
Mm-hmm.
But what was fucking hilarious was when the movie thing was happening, there was like this big fucking like cinematic shot of toxic waste on the trash can, and you just see the turkey just like glowing green, like with like envy and anger, you know, and he's just like this illuminated like fucking bird now, just demonic rampage mode.
He looks like a Christmas yard fucking flamingo, but green.
But green, yeah, he's the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, the Incredible Cluck.
And yeah, the Insatiable Cluck.
That's right. So he goes squawk thing. So he goes to the fucking house because oh god damn it, Darren's in the kitchen, in the fridge. Yeah, in the fridge. Oh, there's Turkey. He turns around and he rips his tongue out and then proceeds to peck his chest like
through his heart.
Rips his heart out. And then fucking hilarious where Billy's in the clouds.
Come on, Darren.
There's no turkeys up here. Oh, shit. Of course there's no turkeys there. They can't fly that high.
And you see Darren just reaching up through the sky like, I'm coming, Billy.
I love it. And Billy's like, come on.
There's no turkeys up here.
Yeah. Needless to say, he fucking dies.
Yep.
And Johnny's just... Again, the self-awareness factor where he's talking to Kristen on the couch and he's just like, you know, I have the feeling he's alive. And she was just like, yeah, well, not unless he, was knocked into, a radioactive waste or something like that.
And then, like, what are the chances of that happening?
That's the stuff you only see in movies. Well, buddy, you're in a fucking movie. Whether you wanted to be or not, you were in this.
So guess what?
Gobble,
Turkey,
gobble.
come back.
Yeah, gobble, gobble, motherfucker. Rolls into the kitchen. And, Turkey turns the electric meat carver, right into his fucking stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen, surprised, it's really fucked up because this is happening. And I want to say Kristen just kind of like casually gets up off the sofa.
And it's like, oh, Johnny, no. Literally, like, just...
Really?
Like, again, emotionless.
Really?
Johnny, no! Come with me, Johnny.
What?
Proceeds to pull the freaking carver with them. Still stuck. I'm like, bitch, take it out.
Yeah, they go to a fucking shed outside. And, you're sitting there and she's like, she finds this lighter and you're like, oh, fuck, she's about to cauterize the wound. Here comes fucking Turkey. And then she just looks down and... with the can of WD-40, he once again, and I love it, he's, oh, fuck. Just spray torches him.
Flamethrower was like, and he's just sitting there burning. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Fuck. My fucking feathers are melting. I died when he said that. My fucking feathers are melting. Then he's still alive, because she remembers go to burn him at the stake. So she takes this baseball bat and just knocks a home run, knocks him into this very... well-built, conveniently placed, like, pyre of wood.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And then, out of nowhere, the homeless dude shows up. Like, where the fuck were you, motherfucker?
He's just congratulating her. It's like, good job. It's been so long trying to kill him.
She eats a fucking fried turkey leg. As this is happening.
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, where did you get that from? And were you not concerned over the fact that this turkey was in radioactive waste?
And also demonic.
Yeah.
That's like double doozy.
Yeah.
But
you would think that fade out would be a good ending. But
wait. No, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
Because now we get a fucking random sequence of a family having Thanksgiving, and it's just, again, cheesy and awkward. And they proceed to have grace, for their dinner, and there's this turkey that's, cooked and shit, and it starts to fucking wiggle, and then pops up and goes, "There's a fucking sequel, bitches!"
And just jumps at the camera.
Yep.
Oh. And yeah, with that's Jordan Downey's ThanksKilling. Shot in Ohio.
Yeah, she just woohooed over there.
Yeah. Shot in Ohio. Motherfuckers. But, this movie could have just as easily happened in any back-ass town. Anywhere. For a $3,500 budget, it was pretty fucking decent.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography it didn't look cheap. Like, the cinematography didn't even look cheap as far as the film grade. That's what's funny.
Yep. It tried hard to, actually look good, even though we knew that it was not going to be.
It's gloriously bad. It's again, we fucking adore bad movies.
This is our life now. So.
I mean, and the funny thing is like not all of the films that we put on this segment of our podcast are terrible. Just the ones that are gloriously fucking bad.
Mm-hmm. Like, we find the golden light in each of these films to make you appreciate them for what they are, not just, well, we can't compare them to, grade AAA movies that were coming out in the theaters. Oh, no. Find that silver lining. Find that, like, golden egg in these films. Even if it's just one, it could be a carton full. We don't know. And just, appreciate it for what it gives you, what you can take out of it, not just what it visually gives you.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
yeah,
that's my rant.
Exactly. We hardly ever do it as far as like a clear winner of whatever these are. We just kind of pick like, which one did we like? I say, since this is like the 10th one, let's go ahead and just say, hey, like this is a clear victor. Like, I think from here on we could probably be like, this is a fucking clear victor over the other film, even if they're both good.
Yeah. My thing, the pure trauma aspect of, PoultryGeist, every bit of that film was done stylized to a degree that appealed to me in like horrific but yet funny and glorious ways. However, the only thing about ThanksKilling that I really liked was the turkey. Because there was humor, there was just overly dramatic killing, and just the one-liners were fantastic. So, being that the rest of the film was just, I couldn't stand half of it, I had to give the winner to PoultryGeist.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at too. And it's not that ThanksKilling is bad; it's just comparably, We put all these films together against each other for like a multitude of reasons. This one being obviously Thanksgiving, and there's poultry and turkey involved. But other than that, like, there were also various things that they did have in common as well. Like, obviously, like possessed turkey, possessed fucking chickens.
The fourth wall breaking.
Yeah,
the severe like self-awareness, which, PoultryGeist did more than ThanksKilling did, so there's that little nudge to it. Like I said, my only other thing is, yes, we know on both ends the acting wasn't up to par, but PoultryGeist had that like awareness, like, we know this is over the top, this is bad. ThanksKilling was like just drab, like it was so monotone, and just like you thought there would be a little bit more to it, but there wasn't. So that really gave that one a lower rank too, versus PoultryGeist.
Yeah. But if you want to continue the ThanksKilling, check the sequel out. It was kickstarted. It came out in 2012. It's called ThanksKilling 3. Yes, they called it ThanksKilling 3. The plot involves Turkey searching for the last copy of ThanksKilling 2. So it's meta as fuck.
In space.
Yeah. So please, by all means, check that out as well. They are on Amazon Prime. Believe this or not, Troma released a lot of its movies for free on YouTube, which was where we got to watch PoultryGeist. So we will put links in the description below in the show notes to check these out if you want to check them out. Because fuck yeah.
Why the fuck not?
Exactly. So on the 10th episode of Cult Cinema Showdown, PoultryGeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, is the victor. That's all I got for that.
Awkward silence ended.
Bawkward silence.
Balk.
Bawkward silence.
I don't give a balk.
Bob Balker.
Have your chickens plucked and fried.
All right. Guys, just want to throw this out there as well. Thank you so much to all of the Spotify users that have added us to their playlist and have streamed us. That's fucking awesome to look at.
It's a big step.
It is.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us on iTunes, please give a rate, review, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, check us out and subscribe to us on there. You can listen to us on Podbean, Stitcher, Player FM, fucking our home of SoundCloud. You can listen to us almost on any podcast platform.
You know where we live. Where we reside. Many places.
In your phone, in your laptop, in your vehicle, in your headphone, like everywhere.
But most importantly, in your heart.
That was
Because we have space. We have a space for both of you.
All two of you. I can't really
We can separate and put one in the other, yeah.
There you go. We can pluck it out.
Yeah.
Pluck the heart out.
Just like Turkey did.
Nice. If you want to follow us on social media, we're going to give you the whole motherfucking rundown.
Kill it.
Thanks, kill it. Facebook.com/SuperMediaBros.
Gobble.
Twitter.com/SuperMedia_Bros.
Gobble.
Instagram.com/SuperMediaBros Podcast.
Motherfucker.
Come look at our stupid pictures.
I mean, you obviously are at this point because we see y'all liking, commenting, and then giving us like the most what the fucks.
We see it. Don't think we don't see it.
Sometimes we don't believe it, but we see it.
We see it. And it's nice. It's nice.
That's good.
That's very good. Dude, I think I'm done.
Yep.
I think I'm so fucking done for this.
Tap out.
Guys, next week, we're going to bring a very special edition to the show. We are going to be giving a tribute of sorts to a very big hero of ours from our childhood onward, Stan Lee. So if you want to check that out next week, be here. And, yeah.
In Excelsior.
Yeah, Excelsior. Forever. Forever. Also, if you want to check the next Cult Cinema Showdown installment, that would be awesome too. That'll be up after this one. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. You want to fucking roll out of this bitch?
Thanks a lot. Thanksgiving.
Enjoy that motherfucking turkey.
Yeah.
Just don't let it...
Before it enjoys you.
Yeah, no shit. Before it injects you with sadness and death.
In Russia, turkey kill you.
You don't kill turkey. That's been No Clucks Given, Cult Cinema Showdown 10. Until next time, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
I've been Okami.
Shades on!
We're all.